Hey everyone, it's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. Boom, chickadee chanker and all that business, lads and lasses. What's going down? And how are you today, everybody? Thank you for joining us to get into the latest Manchester United and football news in general, of course, about the European Cash League or the European Super League, the European Cash League, whatever you want to fucking call it. Because that's all it is. It's just a league to generate more cash for a lesser few. That's all it is. It's a complete shambles, my friends, and we will get into all the latest goings-on of the news surrounding this absolutely awful, sport-destroying news, which is what this is, really. It's destroying this great sport that we know of as football. I mean, the Glazers, Joel Glazer, you know, they've destroyed our club, really, compared to what it was. And in all honesty, they should have never been sold to in the first place. They should have never been allowed to buy the club, obviously. We know that. But they have bought the club, and look at this sort of effect that they're having, this globalization or perhaps Americanization of the sport that we love. They want to have a closed league. They want to have just the same franchises, teams in there every single year. And they want to just have maybe a slightly lesser pool of money, but for split between many lesser teams. So it's just a cash grab. Complete show of greed here, my friends, and a complete disgrace. We will, of course, get into it. You guys know how I feel about it. This is a fucking shit show, my friends. We have the worst owners in the league who are actually basically chairing this European Super League, and now it's going to destroy football as we know it, or it could do. I mean, I firmly believe that the fans are going to have their say here. Ultimately, I know a lot of people may be sheep and they'll go and watch this European Super League or whatever, but I think fans will ultimately have the say here, and I think you'll see probably a lot of punishments in place by UEFA, by FIFA, of course, on these teams that are entering this Super League. But fans can have their say by not watching this fucking drivel of shite that they're putting on for us if it does indeed come into fruition. We don't have to pay our money and watch these TV subscriptions. You don't have to go and visit bloody Barcelona and watch your team away anymore, unfortunately, guys. As much as we love the club, this club, if this happens, is not the same club as we know it anymore. It's a complete cancer of a club. It's destroying football. It's destroying the traditions of the history of this great nation. And not just this great nation, but the other great nations in Europe that have great leagues. You take Barca and Atletico and Real Madrid out of La Liga. What do you have left? You're taking the essence out of it, my friends. You're taking all the interest, not all of the interest. I don't want to insult the fans of Levante or Granada or whoever, but the facts are the facts. Most of the eyes around the world as a global sport that has an interest in it are watching because of these big names. And if you have a Barcelona up against the Levante, that gives everybody interest. That gives everybody a chance. The underdog can have his day. It's a level playing field where any team can do the business. We've seen that as recently as Leicester City upsetting the odds in the Premier League and doing it. So that is what the competition's all about. That's the beauty of the sport. That's the history of the sport. That's the tradition. That's why we pay our money. That's why we enjoy those moments of joy, of winning trophies, of the ecstasy of this sport. And that's why we are in despair in these moments when we are down and out. But that's the roller coaster of being a fan. We don't want 12 teams to play every single fucking week who don't even get relegated whether or not they finish bottom. I mean, Arsenal are going to finish 12th every single year, and we know that, guys. And they're still going to be in the league. What's the point of Arsenal finishing 12 every single year? I mean, the more I think about it, it just gets me incensed. I cannot believe what has happened with our sport, with our club as well. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the clips going around Gary Neville talking about, and I cannot echo his sentiments more, the fact that this club has lost its identity. Teams like Liverpool, Arsenal, these great historical traditional football clubs are bowing down to the great big cash cow in the sky because of our owners. It's not because of the fan base. If this was a fan-owned club, there's no way anybody would be interested in doing this. Unfortunately, it's not a fan-owned club. Guys, thank you everyone for getting in here. Please do us a big favour and smash that like button at the start of this stream. I will get into your comment section shortly. I just want to get some stuff out here, my friends. So please do us a big favour. Hit that like button at the start and have your say in the comment section. Don't you worry, I will be getting in there, my son. Right, okay, so yes, there's a lot to get into with the latest news. The heart is being ripped out of football, the heart's being ripped out of our club, and as fans, we need to do absolutely everything we can to stand against it. So, you know, you have to get the Glazers out movement. You've got to get the no to European Super League movement going, guys. Everybody's got to do this because and when we talk about it, actually do it, because there's all these old Glazers out movements and boycott the stadium and fan walkout and all this. About fucking 12 people did that last season during a fan walkout. and still, just sat there and mopped up the Glazers' fucking gravy with that tiny bit of bread they got left after spending all that fucking cash on it. So, there's no excuse for it in this climate either. They've talked about it with the pandemic and stuff, and it is just terrible, terrible timing, my friends. Ollie in with a big comment here says, United is dead to me. From now, it will be the Hatters for me. I mean, that's what a lot of people are saying. I don't know if the Cake Cadet's in here, if he's even going to make an appearance anymore, because he left a very damning comment towards Manchester United, just simply saying, if this is the case, he doesn't want to, basically not going to watch the channel because, his heart's broken, basically, because of United. I mean, that's the sort of situation we're in, guys. Football fans are questioning whether or not they want to follow the club they support their entire life. I'm wearing a fucking Mexico shirt today, guys. I'm wearing a fucking Mexico shirt. You know why? Because fuck the Glazers and fuck Man United at the moment, guys, to be honest with you. They're a disgrace. They're a fucking disgrace. Honestly, it's a disgrace that we're even put our name in the hat, and I hope that they do back down. I hope that they do realise that this is just an outrage and the fans' backlash is just too much for even them to consider doing this. I hope that they back down. But I mean, I just can't deal with this fucking club at the moment, guys. Or it's not even this club, it's the top 6 in this country, all bandying together like a little bunch of fucking scallies, like rats, to concoct this plan to get a bigger piece of the pie and just let everybody else fall by the wayside. I mean, this great footballing period is something that I am proud of as a football fan in this country. The fact that you can have a giant kid in the FA Cup, you can have a team come up through the football leagues and get into the Premier League. Look at Bournemouth recently. It's a fairy tale. It's a fairy tale for a lot of clubs to get into the Premier League, just let alone stay there. So to take that opportunity away where somebody can progress, where teams can progress, or not even the Premier League, but if we're talking about directly the Champions League, which this is supposed to be instead of, then, I mean, it's just fucking unbelievable. What is happening? I've got a super chat here from Ruddy Can't Game. Thank you very much. He says, I'm going to go and support Leicester. I don't blame you, Ruddy. Yes, what team are you all going to support, guys? I don't know what fucking team I'm going to support, guys. Honestly, it's unbelievable. But look, I don't know what's going to happen with Manchester United, whether this is going to continue or not. Hopefully, as I say, it backs down, in which case we can all go back to enjoying this absolute shit show that the Glazers serve us in its current format, because it is a disgrace that they're the owners anyway. It's just a big damn shame that we cannot just take back our club. I just hope something happens, like the PM just comes in here, Boris Johnson just says, you know what? We're taking back the fucking clubs. Do one. We're going to set up fan trust. We're going to set up fan ownership. We're just going to give it to the fans. Your clubs, fuck off. See you later. You've lost 2 billion. Bye. You know what I mean? Like, that would be the best ultimate thing ever. Go on, Boris Johnson, you floppy-haired twat. Make it happen. Anyway, fair play to him for coming out and saying yesterday, though, there's been a lot of condemnation of this. It's being condemned left, right and centre, and absolutely rightfully so. I mean, we've got people coming out like Ander Herrera, man. Fair play to Ander Herrera playing for Moneybags PSG, and he's come out and he said, today, I fell in love with popular football, with the football of the fans, with the dream of seeing the team of my heart compete against the greatest. If this European Super League advances, those dreams are over. The illusions of the fans of the teams that are not giants of being able to win on the field, competing in the best competitions, will end. I love football and I cannot remain silent about this. I believe in an improved Champions League, but not in the rich stealing what the people created, which is nothing other than the most beautiful sport on the planet. Let's fucking salute Ander Herrera on that one. He almost brought a tear to my eye with that one, guys. No, seriously, fucking hell, this is some intense stuff. But anyway, I'm not going to cry about this, guys. But there's, he just literally just reached out and touched my heart right there, little Ander Herrera, man. And I thought that guy was a twat after leaving United. So let's get into it. There's lots of stuff that's been, lots of condemnation. Bruno Fernandes has come out and said, well done. So to Bruno, he's literally come out and said, dreams you can't buy. And, Podence, he's basically shared, Bruno Fernandes shared something from Daniel Podence here where he says the ball, the song, the dream, the Champions League theme, everything. And Bruno shared this on his Instagram story and simply said, dreams can't be bought, or dreams can't be buy, but means dreams can't be bought. Love you, Bruno. So, look, Bruno Fernandes, look, and the fact is, it's come out, guys, obviously, we understand that, UEFA's Alexander Serafin confirms that the players, this is a direct quote, the players that will play in the Super League will be banned from playing in the World Cup and Euros. They will not be allowed to play for the national teams. So effectively what this means is players who are contracted to these clubs that go into this Super League, unless there's some sort of a mutual termination or they can be sold. I mean, I don't really want to know what happens there. If Bruno Fernandes wants to play for Portugal in the World Cup, then surely he's got to leave Manchester United. If he wants to play for Portugal in the World Cup, which I'm sure he bloody does because it's the biggest cup tournament in football, it's the proudest thing that a footballer can achieve is representing their country in the World Cup, then he would have to leave Manchester United, as is the case for a lot of the other players that are in there. So what does this mean? Would this be like some sort of horrendous situation where, Bruno Fernandes is in a contract with United? They've joined some bullshit Super League, but he's contracted to them. So he's not allowed to play in the World Cup, even though he doesn't want to play for United. So he's not going to play. There's so many problems that this brings up, guys. It is unfathomable, in fact. It doesn't make any sense. But let's just see what this gentleman has to say here. Thank you very much there to Mr. Ipswich Town for the €5 super chat. And he says, as you know, I support Ipswich and my opinion might not mean much, but this could end clubs like ours. Greedy bastards. This is it, mate. There's a trickle-down effect. We have that football pyramid scheme in place. There's parachute payments. There's all sorts of stuff that goes on to ensure, or try to ensure, it doesn't always work. Look at Bury Football Club with their shite owners. It doesn't always ensure that these clubs are going to be safe, but you're so right. We need to protect all of these clubs that are currently in the Football League because they've been around for fucking years, most of them, guys. Literally, a lot of them backdate into the 1800s. We've got a great history and tradition within this nation of having a football tier system, a very proud system. You could start a club as long as is it through the right channels and in the right tier system, in the right leagues to get up through the system. You can get yourself into the Football League. We could set up a team and get into the Football League. That is what's fucking amazing about it. Okay, it might take fucking generations, and I don't really know the true facts about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it works, right? You can get up to the Football League, and it's open. It's brilliant. The best team in the Premier League truly is the best team in the country. You don't have some bullshit league which is separate from all the rest of the leagues who only play each other and try and monopolize the market and get all of the money and take all of the interest. Because let's face it, like we talked about it yesterday, teams like Barcelona, Atletico and Real Madrid, they have most of the interest in La Liga. Maybe not overall, because there's a lot of Spanish fans in Spain who are watching the football from the other teams and who follow the other teams from where they're from, absolutely. But globally, I don't know if too many people in Africa or in Asia or wherever are tuning in to watch, Levante versus fucking Granada. Maybe they are, but I personally don't think so. And that's no disrespect to those teams that just don't have as big a global support. They're not as bigger clubs as the other ones, but they're important clubs because they represent something which is support of the local area. Coming up, there's that tribalism of football we've lost. There's that working class roots of football we've lost. You're coming up against other towns to see who is the best teams, who's the best at football, who's the best in the country. And this completely undermines that whole process of finding out who is the best in the country as a team. It completely undermines the sport and undermines all of the other clubs as well. And also, like you say, a lot of the money, we have to understand this. A lot of the money that comes into the game is because of the top teams. You look at the current TV deal, all the TV deal is rightfully so, distributed evenly. It's made it a much more level playing field over the years. Whether you like it or not, it's much harder to win the Premier League than it used to be. Even when Sir Alex was around, we had more of a monopoly on it. There was only a few teams that were up there competing financially with United because of the support of Man United and the commercialism of Manchester United. But because of this TV deal, everyone gets 100 smackaroonies, million smackaroonies at the start of the season, and everybody's got the ability to compete. And that's fucking great, guys. That's great. And then teams who get relegated from the Premier League, they get parachute payments. They get help to try and sort of steady the ship so they don't completely implode. And they've got a transitional period where they can sell these players that were on Premier League money, or they can adjust and find the right expenditure, etc. So the fact that these systems are in place are fantastic for safeguarding the future of the game and all these different teams. And when you do something like this, as you rightfully say, if you're an Ipswich Town fan or if you're a Kettering Town fan or whoever, you don't know whether the future of your team's going to be as secure, because big piece of the pie, the biggest piece of the pie, which brings all the money into the game, all the TV rights, which does get distributed and split up and sent down the leagues, rightfully so, is no longer there. That they've taken that away, and they've got that in some fucking European league, and they've got maybe, I don't know, 70, 60, 50% of all the overall revenue now, and you're left with that 50% of what's left from all the rest of the teams who don't have as big of a following. And then all of a sudden it's watered down. Your product's watered down. Not only is your product watered down, but the actual you know, the competition as a whole is just gone. It's watered down. You don't have the best team. There's no truly longer. If Aston Villa win the fucking Premier League, what, you know, because there's other 6 teams and they're not really the best team in England. And guess what? If Villa do win the Premier League when it's in its new inception, because they could just put the next 6 teams up and 6 teams up from League One into Championship, etc. But if Aston Villa did win it, they wouldn't get into the Super League. So basically what you're going to see is a league which is the Champions League, the UEFA, you know, UEFA Europa League, Premier League, and all the other leagues around UEFA, which have jurisdictions. And then you're going to see the Europe Super League, which is going to be just those teams who won't be allowed to compete in the Premier League because it's not a level playing field. If they're getting 3.5 million golden handshake for joining this fucking new inception, then it's not going to be a level playing field competing back home with the Premier League teams. So you can't be in the fucking Premier League, guys. So this is like not only, we need to have a new Champions League, or, you know, you need a new fucking league then. It's preposterous. It makes no sense. This is a disgrace. This is a money cash grab just to line the pockets of a few already super rich, fat cat greedy bastards, guys. It's nothing less than a complete disgusting show of greed. My goodness me. Yes, that's right, Tackle About. It's a fucking disgrace. In the words of Didier Drogba, it's a fucking disgrace. It really is. Haroli, how you doing? Says 130 people watching. Smash that like button for the Pigo. Thank you, Haroli. I appreciate you, my man. Get in there. Haroli, good to see you. And everyone else as well. Thank you, Brandon, Handsome Squidward, Uomo, Aaron Homeyard, William Hoy. Everyone, thanks for getting here. Yes, please do smash that like button. And Ruddy Can't Gabe said a $2 super chat here. He says, Bacon FC, let's get it started. 100%, my son. Hey, that's not a bad shout, is it? Right, anyway, let me get into the rest of the news here, my friends. Because we haven't even gone into it. These are just my personal thoughts at the start of the stream here. Zayn Miyasi, respect to you, my man. Zayn Miyasi, massive respect, mate. Fair play to you. And that's totally non-related to the European Super League. I'm just kidding, Zane. You got to laugh. Sometimes you got to laugh instead of crying. Do you know what I mean, Zane? I feel this is a heartbreaker, my friends. If this is true and this goes ahead, this is a heartbreaker. How can we go on supporting the clubs that we've grown up loving and worshipping to a degree? How can we do that? Zane Miyasi, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. I'm disgusted. Rush Marlowe says Jose did not walk out. He was sacked. Nothing to do with the Super League. Yes, well, that's an interesting one, isn't it? It's a strange time to sack Jose just before the cup final because he is a manager that is, you know, he does. We can win trophies even amidst dodgy performances and dodgy seasons. So, I mean, you know, I'm surprised. I would be surprised if he's gone in there and said, all right, that's it, boys. You joined the Super League. I don't agree. I'm out. You know, I don't think that's happened. But, I mean, maybe he has had some conversations there and they've just gone, you know what? You're doing shite anyway, Jose. Now's the fucking time. I mean, who knows? But he has been sacked. We'll get onto that a little bit later. But yes. Ryan Martin with a £2 super chat says, disrespect everything West and for the 99 treble elitism. Dude, you think about the history of United. This is what Gary Neville was saying. You got the history of your teams like United and Liverpool and you know, Arsenal to a lesser extent. No, but seriously, Arsenal as well with a great rich history they've got. And these teams, they have a certain history and tradition. They should be respected and upheld. And you're talking about some of the achievements we've made in the Champions League, in the Premier League. There's nothing wrong with revamping the Champions League. They did that in 92. There's nothing wrong with revamping the Premier League. They did that in 92, 93. Probably to get more money, obviously. But also, you know, essentially it's still the same sort of competition. Instead of the first division, it's the Premier League. You know, and there's maybe, you know, different amount of teams in it, but it's still essentially the same sort of thing. This is something completely different. This is like a closed MLS East and West Conference type closed bullshit thing here, which, no disrespect to any American sports, I think it works in American sports, but not in football, because football has never had that. You go to Brazil, it's a universal sport. You go to South Africa, you go to Australia, you go to Asia, you go to wherever this game is played, they all have the same sort of similar football league format. You don't randomly have, you know, a country like Brazil or you know, Chile or any other team just playing with completely different set of rules or, you know, to a different league standard. It doesn't really work like that, guys. It's a universal agreement. This is the best way to find out who the best fucking team is in the country. Every team plays each other at least once, often twice. most leagues twice, like the Premier League, and then you find out who the best fucking team is, guys. It's not, doesn't take a rocket scientist to work that out, that is the best format and it's tried and tested for hundreds of years. So yes, but you go back to, this is what Gary Neville was saying, you look at the history as well of this club, and I just want to make the point that, 1958, you got the Munich air disaster. 1968, 10 years back, Busby Babes fight back, obviously. We lift the European Cup. I mean, what does that mean for our history? You're just going to completely undo all of that. I wouldn't go, people have literally died in the process of representing this club in that competition. So just to throw it away and join some other club just for a bit of money, it's the ultimate sin, guys. The ultimate sin. Right, let's get into the rest of the news here. Sorry, guys, I'm going to get into your comments. I just want to cover all the latest news to do with this fucking debacle, and then we'll get deep bang into it. But yes, smash a fucking 69 in there, guys, if you think this is an absolute abomination. It's as simple as that. And if you want it to not happen, if you want it to not happen, smash the 69. If this cannot happen, guys. This cannot happen. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope that they see sense. I hope that there's too much backlash, etc. Anywho, so yes, as we've said, Seraphin's come out and said that they won't allow the players that represent these teams to play in FIFA tournaments, etc., and UEFA tournaments, and also as soon as it's basically, he's come out and said that he'll meet legals to decide about sanctions for the clubs involved in the Champions League and Europa League this season. So, like, for instance, United are in the semi-finals challenging for the Europa League title. Well, we don't know if we're going to be able to finish that competition. They might just immediately ban them and take them out of the tournament. Same goes for the Premier League. We might just be completely debunked. We might be sent to the bottom of the league, relegated effectively to the bottom of the football tier. Who knows what happens if this actually goes ahead? Like, if this goes ahead and they've said you won't be allowed to play, well, I don't think they're going to dock you points. I think you're just going to be sent to the bottom of the football tiers within England. So it's a potential destructor for the future of this football club and all these clubs involved. Because remember, this is just for the short-term gain of some individuals who own these clubs, effectively, and everybody involved, or the league, or the agents, everybody involved in this deal, or the grubby little twats that are involved. This is a way for them to line their pockets. And who knows if this, if they get essentially a shit ton of money at the start, it peters out because fans around the world who were fans of these clubs say, no, we do not want to get involved with this crap, this new European Super League. You're a disgrace. We are not supporting you anymore. Because it seems like a lot of fans are already considering that they're going to lose revenue in the long term. If they lose interest, if United lost 50% of its fan base, okay, they're still going to have a lot more fans than most people, but that is a huge amount of revenue that's going to be lost. And yes, there is this big revenue, this big stream coming in right at the start, but that's not going to be there forever, guys. It's a case of supply and demand. If people aren't watching the product, how can you justify? Do you remember when Vince McMahon set up the XFL as a direct competitor to the NFL? This is a bit of a random, random comparison, but Vince McMahon, the owner of WWF or WWE, whatever, he set up the XFL and it fucking tanked, guys. And he's put fucking millions and millions and millions into it. But essentially, you can't keep a failing product alive for long because you're just sucking money out into a black hole. So if the money's not there in the future, if people do vote with their eyes or vote with their feet and don't go and buy the tickets, don't go and pay the subscriptions to watch the games, it's going to die. And guess what? If your club's been punished by the FA or by UEFA and they say, hey, guess what? You've got a 10-year ban from all European competition, or you're down to the bottom of the football tier, you're in the 9th tier of Football League, Manchester United. Fucking enjoy that for 9 years until you get back up. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is a reasonable punishment for doing something like this, for trying to destroy the integrity of this Football League and all of the different clubs. It's so selfish. It's hurting all of the other football clubs. They're already super rich, these football clubs. All the owners of these football clubs are already super rich. Roman Abramovich, Sheikh Mansour. Hang your heads in shame, you super rich oligarch melts. How much money do you need? How much money do you need? I thought Roman might, even though I thought he might be like, oh, you know what? We fucking fought to get this Champions League trophy. Fuck that. We're going to continue to play in the Champions League. But no, here's 3.5 billion all at once, guys. And yes, okay, we'll snap your hand off because at the end of the day, money talks and bullshit walks. And it's very, very sad. And I would hope to think that a lot of us fans and myself, if I was in their position, I wouldn't be that affected. But, money corrupts, guys. These people are corrupted. I'm sorry to say. Hey, there's 185 of you legends in here. Thank you very much for getting in today, guys. Please do us a big favor. Hit that like. We're nearly at 100 likes. Really appreciate you all getting in here. Yeah, boy Naughty has it say with a $4.99 super chat. He says, if we needed any more reason for it, hashtag Glazers out, absolute disgrace. And all of the world-class players that will be screwed out of the FIFA tournaments. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, yeah, boy Naughty. Yes. Everybody, get those Glazers out in there because they're responsible at large proportion of this as well. Joel Glazer's he's the vice chair of this fucking European Super League proposal, as I believe, as I understand it. And he's also responsible for buying this club with fucking leveraged fucking debt, mate. Bastard. Mad Animal Mikey with a £2 super chat says, ESL clubs have said they won't be in FIFA 22. Absolutely. I'm going to get onto that in a moment, lad. Eddie A says, madness. Rushmano says, fab tweet pig. Thank you very much, dude. Nashy Boy Nash says, speak out the raw truth, Mr. Pig My Go. Thank you, Nashy Boy. Thank you, everyone. Sorry if I missed any of you. I'm going to have a big old comment section at the end, but I've got a lot to get into and cover here. So just give me a moment. I think there's a new tweet from Fabrizio Matty Rushmeister's just told me about, so let's check this out. So yes, Fabrizio tweeted about 20 minutes ago, and he said, meeting ongoing between Serie A clubs to discuss about the Super League. But now also Juventus, AC Milan, and Inter have joined the other 17 clubs. They're expected to be out from the club's conversation today. What? Hang on a sec. Meeting ongoing between Serie A clubs to discuss hashtag Super League. But now also Juventus, AC Milan, and Inter have joined the other 17 clubs. They're expected to be out from the club. Oh, okay, nice. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Sorry, I was actually thinking that was... No, I get it now. Sorry, just to clarify. AC, Inter, and Juventus are joining these Serie A clubs to talk about this fucking gastastic Super League. So that's good. Right, anyway. Okay, here we go, guys. So next bit of news here. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge has come out and said FC Bayern Munich did not participate in the planning of a hashtag Super League. We are convinced that the current Champions League is football guarantee a reliable basis. Yes, that's right, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge. You're an absolute bloody legend, man. Thank you for coming out. Thank you to Bayern Munich for not being a part of this fucking absolute shit show. That's it. That's a proper club. We've always said this over the years, man, about Bayern and Dortmund as well. The great following, the great fans. How many season ticket holders do those guys have? How many fans do those guys get to come up to every single game? They're formidable, my son. They've got great support. So shout out respect to those German clubs who have said no to this shite show. I think that is fantastic. So I just want to say well done to Bayern Munich and Dortmund because they could have easily been sucked into this rubbish. Especially Dortmund. I think Dortmund's come out and said the same. Especially Dortmund could have been sucked into this. But yes, as we understood, this was also tweeted out about 3 hours ago from Fabrizio. He said Super League founder clubs are going to receive 3.5 billion euros for their infrastructure investment plans and to offset the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. This was this morning. We already read that out last night, actually, when we were covering it. But even so, that's the sort of money that's involved here, guys. These teams will be getting a 3.5 billion euro investment or shot for infrastructure investment plans and to offset the... So that's the reason behind this, guys. It's just a complete cash grab. Also, Super League organisers have held early discussions. This is what's understood about early discussions with broadcasters such as Amazon, Facebook, Disney, Comcast, etc., in a deal that is hopefully going to be roughly double the amount earned by the current Champions League. This is what's currently being bandied around. We don't know if that's 100% accurate right now, but it certainly seems to be, obviously makes sense. And also, European Super League clubs have announced, well, this is being reported anyway, but it does say European Super League clubs have announced that they will exit the FIFA video game franchise starting with FIFA 22. So, I haven't got 100% ultimate confirmation on this yet, because obviously we don't know if the Super League's even going ahead just as of right now, but it does seem like the wheels are in motion. So maybe all of these teams will be sacked off out of FIFA. I mean, FIFA as a game, it's kind of turned into a shit show anyway. You go on kickoff, you can't play with the Brazilian players, you can't play with Neymar, you're playing with some fucking Peridou mount or something. And then you go on, you've Piemonte Calcio, you go, that's Juventus. It's already shit anyway. So there you go. So it's just going to water it down even further if anybody cares about the FIFA game aspect of it, which is the least of my concerns, to be fair. Who gives a shite? By the way, this is interesting. UEFA President Serafin has laid into Ed Woodward, the human potato-headed fucking twat, and said that's his full title, I believe. Not my words, the words of the Queen. He says, if I start with Ed Woodward, He called me, so this is what President Serafin said about Ed Woodward and Agnelli. He said, if I start with Ed Woodward, he called me last Thursday evening saying he's very satisfied with and fully supports the reforms. Plus, the only things he wanted to talk about was financial fair play when obviously he had already signed something else. So UEFA President slamming Ed Woodward saying he's a little snake. He's a little snake. We already knew that anyway. Get those snake emojis in the live chat, guys, because he's a little snake. And UEFA's legal team is meeting to try to immediately expel. This is another report. I don't know if this is 100% accurate as well, but look, it does seem appropriate if these reports are true that this is going to happen soon. So, UEFA's legal team is meeting to try to immediately expel Real Madrid, Man City and Chelsea from the current edition of the Champions League. Same for Arsenal and Manchester United in the Europa League. So that's being reported in certain media outlets as well. What a shit show, guys. Been working all season for this. I feel really bad for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, man. He's in such a tough position. He's done a great job. He wants to win that fucking Premier League. He wants to win that Champions League. You don't want to go in some European Super League, man. I kind of think he should walk. If this happens, he should walk. I think Klopp should walk. I think all those fucking managers, Pep Guardiola, show a bit of bottle and bollocks and fucking walk out and go and manage Aston Villa and go and manage some of these other teams and give them more of a profile. And, because that's what these teams deserve. And I'm a Manchester United fan and I'm saying that. We deserve to be punished. We deserve to be chucked out of football if this is indeed true. If we let it get to the stage, if the FA and the Football League let it get to the stage where our club can be bought by foreign owners who come in and don't really give a shit. They've got a complete massive disconnect from the club because they're not in here. They're over in bloody New York. They're not over here seeing the fans react and seeing the fans week to week smashing on the fucking perspex. They're not seeing any of that, guys. They don't have any repercussions or ramifications for their gas-tastic leadership and ultimately heartbreaking decisions that they're going to make because they don't. It doesn't affect them, guys. They're just satellite owners. They're satellite owners from a foreign land. It's unbelievable we let it get to this. How could the previous owners of United sell it to these twats, to be fair? Edwards, and everybody involved, how could they broker this deal and sell it to them with this current deal in his situation with the debt and everything? Oh my goodness me. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. We have to get started here. Okay, and also, so in terms of Man City, this is just a little bit of a plus note for you. The reason, so Manchester City message fans as they struggle to sell 2000 Cup final tickets. Oh man, you gotta laugh, don't you? But anyway, Man City message fans as they struggle to sell 2000 Cup final tickets. Man City have been granted 2,000 tickets for the Carabao Cup final on Sunday, but are into the 5th day of sales. The reasons, and do you know what? It's also been reported that the reasons are unrelated to the European Super League. Oh my goodness me. Anyway. Oh, I love that. I love that. Sorry, that was just one little thing I wanted to talk about here. Mikey Smith, how you doing the net gigs as well, guys? Okay, I'm going to get into the comment section a little bit now, guys. So there's over 200 of you legends in here. Thank you so much, guys, for getting in here and tuning in today. Have your say. Do you think this is an abomination? Yes. Let me know why. There may be some strangeling out there who actually thinks this isn't a bad idea. Get your opinions in too. We'll hear from any mad people as well. Why the hell not? But yes. Hey there, Illy United. How are you doing today, my friend? So, let's get into your comments, guys. Thanks for joining us. Hit that like button and have your say now. I'm going to just go into the latest as well. Oh, actually, just one last thing I was going to say before we got into it. Obviously, Jose did get sacked by Tottenham after 17 months in charge. I mean, it was coming, wasn't it? We're not going to even... we would have talked about that a lot, but we're not even going to touch on that because it's fucking pointless. He's probably come out of it at a perfect time, to be fair. He doesn't have to deal with this shit show. In fact, Jose's probably laughing his way to the bloody bank right now, going, do you know what? I'm so glad I'm not in charge of Spurs during this transition into the European Super League because that would be an absolute shite show. I'm sure he doesn't agree with it either, just like we know all the greats of the game don't agree with it because it doesn't make any sense, apart from to the few who are stand to make a big profit out of it. We know that. Right then, so thanks guys. Sorry, get your say in. Hamza Jackson fan 86, hello. He says the Glazers up yours, Edward Wood up yours. The stupid league, our history wasn't there to buy and destroy. It's an insult to Sir Bobby Charlton and the players who lost their lives at Munich and Sir Matt Busby. What a great comment, and I totally agree with you, Hamza. Totally agree with you. You're so right. I mean, I can't even understand how this has even got to this point. How have 6 other clubs agreed to this? How have the other top 6 agreed to this? I mean, there must be a huge amount of money in question here to completely devalue any of your fans and morals. You don't have any morals as far as I'm concerned if you could do this to millions of fans around the world. Oh shit, Eddie O2 says check your super chats, you have missed some. Thank you, Eddie O2. Sorry guys. Thank you very, very much. Sorry, I was getting in there with some fucking passion there, my friends. Okay, who's I missed a super chat from? Oh, Matty Rushmeister's got one in here. Okay. Is that the one? No, that's probably not the one. Let me get... Oh, okay. Matty Rushmeister says, Ollie's done so well with the team than this. Wasted effort and the owners had this plan all along. Yes, this isn't just something that's happened overnight, is it? This is something that's obviously been in the works for a good period of time here. And you've got to feel very, very sad for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm fully behind that, you know. Because... It's not his fault, and he's in a very tricky position. He wants the best for United. Like ultimately, even if they do go in the European Super League, United's still going to be Man United, and wouldn't he want to be in charge of Man United if he think he can do the best job for Man United, which I think maybe he can do based on what he's done. It's not all about the big name managers. Sometimes a manager fits a club. He's an ex-player. He knows the club, and it's tremendous. He's done the job he's done. So yeah, I'm heartbroken for him. I'm heartbroken for the fans. I'm heartbroken for everybody, you know. I'm heartbroken for you guys who tune in and have love for this football club or whichever football club you support, whether it's Arsenal, Liverpool, because we look forward to it every single week, guys. I want to come up against bloody Fulham. I want to lose occasionally to Brighton and Hove Albion. I do. You know why? Because that's football, guys. That's life. You need to taste defeat in order to make the successes all that sweeter. And sometimes, you know, there's nothing wrong with sharing wealth, with sharing it among the lesser teams. Why are you taking that away from all of these teams? Why are you taking away the product, making the product lesser? It's going to hurt not just clubs, but hundreds of thousands of people. Lives are going to be impacted psychologically, economically because of this. It's fucking unbelievable. Yes, thank you very much, Madam Mikey, and Rush Marno. Thank you very, very much for that, dude. I appreciate you. Right, okay, I think that was, anyway, thank you there, Futinator, thank you, Berber as well, much love, Berber, how you doing, Shazanama, thank you, says well said, appreciate it. I'm getting very emotional about it, guys. I don't think I've ever cried on this channel, and I'm not going to, but, you know, but as ridiculous as it sounds, guys, it's almost got to that point, you know, we're very passionate about this, and they're destroying our club and destroying our game. I mean, this is just destruction of football. This is the apocalypse of football, guys, if you ask me. And you know what? This European Super League, it couldn't even be around in 2 minutes' time. Like I've said, these new leagues, they're not guaranteed to work. People might just not like it. They might not like having an advert pop up every fucking time somebody gets a fucking corner for a Snickers bar. They don't want that. Football's got its certain traditions and certain standards, and it should be upheld. Sadio Mane comments, United and Liverpool just fucking pissed on all the history. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, this is it. We're standing in solidarity with our Scouse brothers here on over this, to be fair, because they feel just as disgusted with their club as we do. And, you know, the only club that's fan base is not really disgusted is Man City, because they don't have any fans. But everybody else's fan base is disgusted. Arsenal fans, Zayn Miyasi, one of the most passionate, semi-deluded, but passionate Arsenal fans you're ever going to fucking hope to meet, comes in here, has his say all the time about Arsenal. He said he's not going to be a fucking Arsenal fan if this goes through, you know? And lots of people have said that. And I myself am thinking, what is the point? What is the point if we're not going to have those classic traditions to fight for, you know? Glazer's out for fuck's sake says, I'm having problems keeping the tears back. Heartbroken. Dude, you and me both, man. FST Freestylers, thank you very much for getting in here with your comment, lad. He says, apparently Boris Johnson is stopping this, not letting it go ahead. I damn hope so. I hope so, my friend. I hope that they just rip these clubs back from these owners. Like, let's have a fan-owned footballing system, guys. That's the dream. Wouldn't you just love that? I would love that, guys. I mean, look, there could be some sort of fair compensation package put in place. We don't have to just rip the clubs away from these owners. But the government effectively, or they could just ask the fans, do please contribute to this purchase, which is a forced purchase. We are forcing you to sell the club back to the UK government, which will give it to the fans of each individual fan base. I think, isn't it Swansea City has a fan-owned club? Like, that is the dream, guys. I could be wrong. Is it Cardiff or no? It's Swansea. Yes, Swansea is owned by the fans. Am I right? That's the fucking dream, guys. That's how it should be. Everyone's team should be owned by the fans. And I'm not saying they're going to do that because there's just too much red tape and legalities involved, and the government would be sued by every bloody nation involved. It would be a nightmare. But I'm saying something like that needs to happen where these clubs are taken back. They're taken back and given to the people who really care about them to safeguard the future of these clubs. Breaking news, Big O. Thank you very much there, Rushmana. Let's get into the breaking news, everybody. Thank you, Rushmana, for keeping me up to date and in the loop here, you absolute legend. So, this is also being reported as well. Thank you so much here, Matty Rushmano. He comments and says, the so-called Big Six would essentially be banned from foreign transfers if the government goes ahead with its threat of work visa crackdowns. Okay, right. So, Man United and co., could be banned from any foreign transfers then. So fucking hell, this is what we're doing, guys. What are our owners doing? It's unbelievable. I can't believe I'm even sat here talking about this today, guys. It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense from every single angle. Every single football player, past and present, come out. Maybe not present because they're currently under contract, but come out. Even Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, who barely say a bad word realistically, if we're being totally honest, about the club, because they're football club owners. They put money into football clubs. They're kind of in a certain position where they could almost be seen as being hypocritical, etc. But they've gone in hard. They don't want to tarnish. They don't want to cause friction. They don't want to have Manchester United's owners not permit them at the ground in the future and all that kind of stuff, But they've had to come out and say what they think about this because it is an abomination. Thank you, Matty Rushmano. If anything else comes out, please do keep us posted for the next, half an hour. We're going to stay on a little bit longer and just get into this, guys, and see what else comes out. But thank you very much. Please explain the Super League, says CL. So the Super League is basically the brainchild of Fiorentino and also Glazer and some other fucking melt in terms of taking the top 12 sides away, or even more at this stage if they can get more in there, from European clubs, European leagues, which includes 6 from the Premier League, the top 6 in the Premier League, to take them into their own Super League, which will be a closed format league similar to the MLS, where you would be having the same leagues competing for it. So they're basically keeping all of the pie for themselves every single year with no possibility of ever slipping out of that and not sharing it with anyone else. They just want everyone to be, it's basically a monopoly. It's a monopoly without being a monopoly. Obviously there's 12 different clubs, but it's a monopoly on the game of top tier football. They're taking the top tier challenge away from all the other clubs, and it's absolutely just unfathomable, guys. So that is basically it in a nutshell. They're trying to take all of the top clubs around Europe away into a separate breakaway league, which will break away from UEFA, FIFA, etc., the FAs, and operate in its own European League format. So it's supposed to be a direct replacement for the Champions League, or a direct competitor to the Champions League. But the only problem with that is it destroys the integrity of all the other leagues, because, as UEFA have said, they will not permit these teams who are competing in this European Super League to stay in their own leagues, or there will be heavy sanctions and fines, etc., on these clubs who decide to do that. They won't be allowed to play in the World Cup, etc., the players that do. So they're effectively banning us from playing in these competitions after they join the Super League as well. That's what I really hate about it, and because you'd have to be banned. You can't be. It's not a fair level playing field if you're in a separate tournament, separate to the Champions League, that nobody else can play in, and you're getting a huge amount of money more, and you can go and buy whatever players you want and have a big unfair advantage over everybody else. That's not what's in keeping with the integrity of the beautiful game. That is for, again, it's that old expression, guys. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and this is that in effect. This is that in motion. This is the rich getting richer, or trying to get richer, and in the process making the poorer clubs poorer. This is exactly what it is, and it's fucking disgusting. Rest in peace football, says Archie. Yes. Sub to Flying Piggy Night says, Piggy, United started this to guarantee European football every year. Yeah, I know, it doesn't surprise me with our disgusting owners, my son. I mean, look, fair enough, this is what it should be. You know why? So you know why the format was changed in 92? So you used to just have effectively the winners, and maybe it was at the runners-up who were included in the European Cup for the next season, right? And obviously what they wanted to do is get more clubs in it because I guess there's more interest. More clubs have the top 3, the top 4 in England because there's lots of fans, there's lots of interest, they're all good teams. So they effectively changed the format to get more clubs in there so they can make more money. That's what they did, and they did make a lot of money. UEFA did that. That's a changed format. It's still the similar sort of format to the previous European Cup with some big changes, obviously. Difference in group stages, fixtures, it is a different tournament, but it's very, very similar to the previous incarnation, right? Except that there's more teams that fight it out. But now what they're doing is going to lessen that. They're going to so now they actually just want the top teams. They want to sack off the Champions League altogether. So now they're going the opposite way. They're getting lesser teams and having maybe a smaller pie, but actually getting a much bigger piece of the pie in terms of money and revenue. So it's a disgrace, guys. Arsenal is not a top 6, and that's another thing, Bobby. Thank you for commenting. This is what's truly laughable about the situation. Fucking Arsenal, who finished 9th place, they should be joining the fucking Super Pub League, like my good friend Neil Duffin said the other day, let alone the bloody European Super League. And what about Tottenham hot shits? They haven't won anything since 2008, and that was only the bloody Mickey Mouse Cup. How have they got any divine right to be in this European Super League? They should set themselves up in a European fucking Farmer League. Never mind a European Super League, because they don't deserve to be there. What the fuck's that all about? I hope so, FST Freestylers. He says, Boris is stopping this big. I really, truly hope so, man. Oh, crikey, we've got a super chat here from Ryan Martin. Thank you very much, Ryan Martin, who says, Rooney came out and doesn't believe United would damage their relationship with their fans. Interesting. He said, wait and see proposals. Don't agree. Well, that's the best case scenario is if United just come out and go, you know what? This is a load of shite. We would never do that to our fan base. We're going to stick with the traditions. We were just testing the water. And you know what? The backlash, and we can see what fans want. We're going to stick with the current traditions and great history that this football club has set out for previous generations. Then that would be okay, I suppose, but I'm still disgusted that these clubs have announced it at this stage and this timing with the pandemic and everything. Robin Corkmans, great to see you. Look at that. Robin Corkmans with a £2 super chat. He says, big six rhymes with big dicks. You're damn right, it does indeed, and that is exactly what they are, man. Look at me, guys, I'm wearing a fucking Mexico shirt today, guys. You know, I'm not wearing a United shirt anymore. I'll tell you that. This is a disgrace. I'm a Mexico fan now, guys. That's it. I'm going to go support Guadalajara FC. All right? Untathuku Unlove, how are you doing? How are you doing, Untathuku Unlove, as well, my man? He's commented with a 35 ZAR super chat and says, next thing is a breakaway from FIFA Pig. These sponsors might influence football federations in smaller to medium countries with more money. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. There could be all sorts of different breakaway things that happen with this. I mean, one of the crazy things that we've discussed recently is if you consider the proposals that are being bandied around here, UEFA have said that if these players that play for these teams go and play in the Super League, then they will not be permitted to play in, FIFA tournaments, i.e. the World Cup. And UEFA said not in, the Euro Championships as well, right? So if you consider that, everybody, wow, I mean, that's a shocker, mate. That when you actually consider that, the fact that that might happen, and we've said that some of the other people on the other opposing side who are actually backing the European Super League said maybe they could suggested, well, we could just hold our own World Cup then. I mean, that's the sort of level of shithousery we're dealing with here, guys. Maybe they just would host their own bloody World Cup and host their own bloody leagues. It's fucking unbelievable. Where does it end? You've got to keep the integrity of this great sport and the football tier system within its own different leagues intact for as long as you can, guys. And this is a big threat to our classic system that we love and enjoy, guys. Alan T says, if we get fined, there would be no money for transfers, which would be a right mess. Yes, and we've already just said, like the breaking news as well, that the government will come under pressure not to award permits to Premier League breakaway six for new foreign signings if the ESL comes to fruition. So if this does happen, You know, they're not going to give permits to these players. I mean, this is probably another thing to do with Brexit, like we talked about as well. Previously you've got governments slagging off our vaccines from different parts of the world, saying, "Oh, this vaccine's not great," blah blah. In reality, it's absolutely fine, and now you're seeing the benefits of it because our numbers are going significantly down because a lot of people are vaccinated now. Which, fair play to our government getting these vaccination rolls out, to be fair, because you look at what a lot of other countries have done around the world, they haven't been as good at doing that. All of a sudden, oh no, it's good because you need the fucking vaccines from us now. And then what this is another situation like that. They're just trying to take away that product that we've got in the UK, which is a special product. The Premier League is a hugely followed product all around the world. On the continent of Africa and Asia, you've got millions of viewers who tune in weekly to follow their teams in the Premier League. Everywhere around the world, every continent in the world watches the Premier League to a degree. And what this will do is you just taking away that, because there is so much money in the Premier League. The Premier League's the richest league in the world, I'm pretty sure, because of the TV rights, because of the fact that it's the most intense league, it's fast-paced, it's level, there's 6 or 7 teams that can challenge for it every single year. It's a very exciting league. It's got all the best name players, all the biggest name players. I mean, okay, you've got your Lionel Messi's and your Ronaldos and everywhere else in different leagues, but it's still a classy league in terms of the qualities of players that are in there and the money involved. And what this is to try and dilute that. This is to try and take that away from the UK as well. So I'm just talking about this from a Brexit point of view as well. Like this, timing wise, I believe there's some other stuff going on here. This is almost a European conspiracy here to try and fuck us over a little bit and take away some of our quality product as well, which is the Premier League. Fuck that. Mr. Porkchop says, "Rip the best league in the world." Absolutely. Eddie O2, how you doing, you Don amongst men? What's happening? Yes, that's right. Sub 2 Exclusive says, "This is stupid. They need to let fans vote. I'm furious." 100%. Yes, have your say, my friends. It's unbelievable. The greed is unreal, says Zenlong. News update. We've got an update here. Thank you, Matty Rushmeister. So then, let's see what the latest is. So a statement from the Spanish government's just come out, guys. Oh, brilliant. Let's check this one out then. Where's my drink? Where's my drink gone? Oh, there it is. "We do not support," this is a statement from the Spanish government, "we do not support the initiative to create a football super league promoted by several European clubs, including 3 Spanish clubs, because it has been conceived and proposed without the agreement of national and international organisations." There you go. It's been cooked up on the sly. That's exactly what has happened because, they've been conspiring behind the scenes. Like we said, there was a damning report there from... Seraphin, who said in regards to speaking to Ed Woodward recently that he was just playing along saying, "Oh yeah, everything's fine, everything's normal, blah, blah, blah." And then obviously all this gets announced. So he's obviously had his fingers in a whole bunch of different pies behind the scenes, and they've been doing this behind everyone's backs. So yes, it is quite disgusting. Hey, we've hit 150 likes on the stream, everyone. Thanks for getting in here and having your say and smashing that like. I appreciate you. Becky Hope, how you doing? Message retracted. The Great Reset, says Jonathan Thompson. Yeah, I know. I mean, if it wasn't enough for this year and the last year with the pandemic, now we've got the threat to our football clubs and the threat to football being stopped. Primot says, "I'm just frazzled. I can't get it either." Rushmano, thank you so much for that news update, dude. I really appreciate that. Yes, Matty Rushmano. Follow him on Twitter, by the way, guys. Matt United 20, if you want to keep up to date with the latest stuff, because he's your man, to be fair, on social media. Scoundrel Woodward, says Primot. Woodward is a human potato-headed fucking buffoon, guys. We've said it time and time again. He's just a lackey for the Glazers. He's just a little lapdog for them. He says all they got to do is fucking fart and he pops up and has a shit. Do you know what I mean? He's a disgrace. He's a disgrace. The owners are a disgrace. He's just a pawn in their oh my goodness me, I hate the guy. I fucking hate the guy, and I hate the Glazers too. Yeah, Ellie Knight says, "I hate the fucking Glazers." By the way, I'm sorry if there's any kids tuning in. We are swearing today. You know why? Because this is a fucking disgrace, in the words of Didier Drogba. Again, who also was aware that children were watching, but he had to say it. Jose Mourinho with a £2 super chat says, "Show me some love for the sad clown today, a.k.a. me." Let's get some clown emojis in there indeed. No, look, I actually think, I know that it's hard to say whether this has had much of an impact in Jose Mourinho being sacked, because it was heading that way. He probably deserved to be sacked by Spurs. 17 months is not a small amount of time in today's game. I mean, it's not a long time either. But he should have been doing better. He's had a nightmare where they are in the league, failing. He's not done too well. But to sack him before a cup final is a bit strange, guys. I mean, I'm very, very surprised about that. So maybe it's had some bearing on their decision. Maybe they've just gone, you know what, now's the time. Dennis Johnson says, what's next 4 quarters? I have no idea what's going on. I mean, who knows what's going on with the Europa League right now, guys, as well. I mean, we have the semi-final coming up, or do we? DJ Tricks Official says, this whole idea of Super League is gash. And what about the European Championships this summer? How does it impact that if UEFA just go, no, sorry, everyone who plays for the teams that's in the top 6 and all in the clubs that are joining from the other leagues in the European Super League, your players are not permitted to play. Wow. It's going to be horrible, guys. I'm sick to my stomach, says Eamon Barrett, big time. Jim Watkins says, if it does not go ahead, they will assume fans will forget and they will try to bring it in 2 years again. These things will not stop happening. Dude, Jim Watkins, yes, I mean, it does seem that, I mean, Louis van Gaal was talking about, I saw a clip from Louis when he was manager of Manchester United, so a good few years ago when it asked about a European Super League, and he said, he doesn't believe in the European Super League. He believes in the sport. He believes in a fair, the sporting aspect more than anything, and keeping that, it's not just about money. So, yeah. Yes, that's right. Boris should focus on fixing our country, to be honest, basis than the O2. Well, this is actually a one way he could do that, to be fair, and he will not fix it, but maintain the integrity of a big industry in this country. Because, like I said, if this does happen, and you're taking away the Premier League, which is the English Premier League, which generates a huge amount of cash and revenue and interest all around the world to this great nation. If you take that away or you dilute it and you take the top teams out of it and you put them in a different European league, I mean, what the fuck's that? That's just going to dilute the product of the Premier League, therefore making the income within these countries less so to a degree, because although you'll still have Manchester United and Arsenal and these teams earning the money and paying the taxes and putting it into the system, what about all of the other teams in the Premier League who were earning big money from this TV deal, who've had that now diluted or taken away because now there's not as much interest, not as many eyes on the product because all these people are watching a different formation, different league? It's, it is a country matter. This isn't just a footballing matter. This isn't just a fan matter. This is a government matter. This is, because this affects the potential livelihood of thousands of people, potential earning, think about some of these clubs going to be impacted in the lower leagues. They might have to fold up, they might have to cut back, they might have to let off staff. This has massive economical ramifications, whether we want to admit it or not. And I know, it might not be as bad as all that for United and a lot of these top clubs. But what about everybody else? This is the problem. This is the problem. It's selfish again from these top 6 clubs. Jazzman comments, this could be a power play between UEFA and clubs for more money from the Champions League. Maybe. I just think that they've got to, if they're going to make a new system, then it has to be agreed on by everybody and spoken about in an open forum. You can't just have, let's just get 6 clubs together and break off. No. If you're not happy with the format, let's have a vote as a group. Let's have a vote as every single footballing club within the football tier system. And let's have a vote and see what everybody wants to change it to then, as a democracy. Now, that is absolutely the right way to go. What the wrong way to do is just to get 6 grubby little, oligarchs or businessmen, effectively owners of these great football clubs, which they are great football clubs. I'll say it right now, Liverpool's a great football club. I just said it, guys. Get these owners of these fucking football clubs to just together on their own to take these, to basically lead us into the night. They're leading us into the night here, into the darkness. We don't know what's coming around the corner, and it's a disgrace just so they can make a big buck. We've got a super chat here from Sandeep Baraj. What a legend. How you doing, Sandeep? How you been? He says, I hope the government can save our national game. I am disgusted with our club. 100%. Well said, Sandeep Baraj. We need them to step in, yes. I hope the Spanish government steps in. I hope, of course, as I say, the UK and Boris Johnson, these guys do something about it. Because it is an economical matter here. This is, especially in a post-Brexit Britain, like, I don't want to make this about politics. Trust me, I don't. But in a post-Brexit Britain, you've got to protect the industries that we've got. We've got to try and make new industries. We've got to stop the reliance on Europe in certain ways. Not always. We still want them to buy our products as much as we want to buy theirs. And we certainly got to stop the reliance on, manufacturing so much everything in China and importing and all that kind of stuff. There has to be more cottage industries within the UK, right? But this is, anyway, I'm getting onto politics here, but never mind, right? But this is another factor. Like, this is protecting an already thriving industry that we need to keep thriving, not just have it go off somewhere else in Europe. That's crazy. And I know you're still going to have those clubs earning the money in Europe and bringing that extra money in. But what about all the other clubs who lose money who are in this country? Akla Lamella says this Super League seems ridiculous. What is going on with the human race right now, guys? This is unbelievable. How could we let this happen? How could we let the owners do this? How could we let the owners buy the club to begin with? I mean, we've had a mayor. Management. I just don't understand the greed of people. They're already mega rich, guys. They already get hundreds of millions every single year from the current deal. I just don't get the greed. The most massive conflict of interest in history. Destroy football so that more profitable NFL can get bigger. Glazers can suck it, man. There you go. There's another possibility. There's another conspiracy theory being bandied around right now, and it's interesting. Subtext, this is the only reason Tottenham and Arsenal have been selected is because they are wealthy. Yeah, that's it. They've got a big following as well. They have got a lot of fans. Abbas Essie says, I'll burn Manchester United badge. Look, that's it, mate. I mean, if Manchester United go through with this, then they're pretty much dead to me, guys. They're pretty much dead to me. Not because I want them to be dead to me. I still love the club. I still love the players, Rashi and Bruno and all these guys. I want to see them play, but they're going to be dead to me, guys. You can't just give up the competition of playing these other English clubs that we've played for hundreds of years. You can't just throw that away just for the sake of some money and play 12 teams every single season and just literally never have the possibility of getting relegated. It takes away all the excitement from it. John Allison says, kill them. Yeah. Remember when we thought 2020 couldn't be topped? Mad Animal Mikey, dude, do you know what? I can't believe it, guys. I can't believe it. You're right. 2020 was a shit year, for the world. But as United fans, I mean, this is a potential apocalypse, my friends. Do you know what I mean, guys? This is just gonna turn into a FIFA channel in the future, guys. If this goes ahead, or I'm gonna have to start supporting freaking FC Guadalajara in Mexico. Do you know what I'm saying? Chicharito Hernandez territory, you know what I'm saying? Get in there, the little P. Untathuko Unlove says, they are serious pig. They even got a website and Twitter account already. Unbelievable. I hope it's blocked. I hope it's blocked by the governments. I hope it can be done. And I hope that our club is wrestled back from these guys as well. Because like I say, it's pretty important for the country and also the fans to have more of a say. I think this has highlighted a big problem that we have. You shouldn't just have a foreign owner that comes in that has no connection with the club and isn't even around to face any backlash. You can't have them decide the fate of millions of fans as club. You can't have that. So I think this is actually I think this could be a good thing if the government play it right, because I think it highlights the fact you shouldn't sell to just any Tom, Dick or Harry. You shouldn't sell to any old Tom, Dick or Harry, and you also should have a safeguard protected. It should almost be made mandatory that 51% of a football club is owned by the fans. It should almost be made mandatory that 51% of the football club should be owned by the fans of each club. And they should be forced to sell 51% of their club or the rest of the percentage to get it up to 51% of their club to the fans. And that's it. The fans own the club. The fans have the ultimate say. And the fans are never going to want the club to do something like this because they respect the history and traditions. And either way, you'd have a fan vote or you'd have a committee to represent the fans at the very least. But in my opinion, just have a fan vote. Untathuku Undo, thank you so much for that super chat. Eddie O2 with a £5 super chat as well. Thank you so much. He says, okay, Pigo, I think there are more life or death industries that Boris should be focusing on fixing, like the NHS. But I get your point. No, you're right. I mean, look, ultimately, lives are the most important thing. But if he had a bit more cash revenue from the Premier League not going away or not being diluted down, he might be able to, use that money wisely. That's another, so. Yeah, who knows how this is going to economically impact it. Like I say, there's going to be a certain offset. These clubs are going to lose money by not being in the same league as Man United, Arsenal, Tottenham, teams like Fulham or whoever this season who've been in there, Aston Villa, all these teams, they're going to have less money because the TV deal is not going to be quite as big because obviously the reason this European Super League is being formed, so people will watch these games with all the top teams that have all the supporters and all the following and will make more money. That's why they've done it. So that means there will be a lot less money over in the other diluted league. So it is something that needs addressing. But yes, it's not life or death, but it could be life or death. It could be life or death when you think about the income into the country that it could affect. Now, I'm not saying there's going to be less income because there might be more. I don't actually know overall, but individually from these different smaller teams, they're all going to be impacted. Rushmano says UEFA Executive Committee member of Danish FA Jesper Muller, he expects Chelsea, Madrid and City to be kicked out of this season's Champions League. The club must go, and I expect that to happen on Friday. Wow, there you go. Pig needs to learn Spanish. Hola, señorita. Yes, that's right. Well, to be honest, I do quite find Mexican women rather nice, so... I'm just joking, of course. I'm just joking. By the way, shout out Mrs. P. Rushmano says United News, Pig. Let's get in there and have a look. Thank you very much, Rushmano. So, check this out. Exclusive. Ed Woodward has held an emergency briefing with seriously unimpressed Manchester United players at Carrington this morning. Some angered they found out about European Super League via social media. Believe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was thrown under the bus and left to face the press. Yes, that's right, he was, wasn't he? He didn't even know bloody hardly anything about it, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. What's he supposed to say about it, you know? So yes, I hope that's true. I hope our players are disgusted by this. Players like Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes is not on £350,000 a week either, guys, I don't think. He's not on the top whack in our club, but he plays like he is. He's the sort of player I think has passion for the game, respect for the sport and the traditions. I don't know that, but I just assume, having seen the character, having seen him in interviews, how he talks about the game, I believe he respects it. And the fact that he shared that thing on social media earlier, of course, which said, you know, what did it say here? You can't buy dreams. And he shared a picture from Daniel Podence, who had shared something saying the ball, the song, the dream in regards to the Champions League. And Bruno shared that with a comment that he wrote saying dreams can't be bought. So that's another reason. I think there's going to be a lot of backlash from players at clubs, especially when you consider that there are going to be sanctions in place where these players are not going to be allowed to play in cup tournaments. Right then, peeps. Hey, we're nearly at 200 likes, everyone. Thanks for getting in here. By the way, if you're new to the channel, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We do these Man United news videos. Well, we do them every day, guys, or you know we were going to. So I don't really know what's going to happen in the future of Manchester United right now, guys. And this channel, to be fair, hopefully it doesn't come to that, guys. But we were going to have a talk about it if it happens, what happens with this channel and what I do with my life, to be fair. But like I said, it'll probably just turn into a FIFA channel. Or I might just sell out and buy fucking shares in the European Super League. Harry Maguire is better paid than Bruno, says Eamon Barrett. There you go, exactly. Bruno should sign for West Ham, says Shenlow. Get in over there with Moisey. BBC Sport have released a statement as well. If you haven't seen it, says Alison Warwick. Thank you, Alison Warwick. I appreciate that. Let me see if I can find it. So I have got the BBC up here in front of me, actually. And the government... Oh, yes, new statement here at 5:41. Clip from the Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport, Oliver Dowden. He says the UK government will do everything to prevent the European Super League from happening. So there you go. Oliver Dowden, the Secretary of State for Culture, Media and Sport, tells the Parliament that the UK government will do everything to prevent the European Super League from happening. Fantastic. Football governance is broken. Following Dowden's comments in Parliament, Shadow Culture Secretary Jo Stevens called this a watershed moment for our national game. She said football governance is broken, football finance is broken, and football fans, whichever club we support, are ignored. That's right. That's why we should wrestle these clubs back for the fans and give 51% at least to the fans, guys, of every single football club. Just take it back, please, the UK government. Take it back. Take our clubs back. We want them back. We don't want them to be owned by foreign bloody billionaires overseas who don't care, don't have any passion for our teams and games. Just look at the finances and how to make more money. Anyway, she went on to say the hedge fund owners and billionaires who treat... She didn't say that, by the way. That was me ad-libbing. She was quoted... Anyway, her quote ended ignored. Imagine if she was quoted as saying that. The hedge fund owners and billionaires who treat football clubs like any other of their commodities have no care for history of our football, for the role it plays in villages, towns and cities up and down our country, and especially for the fans who are the beating heart of it. They should understand their role as custodians rather than cartel chiefs. The future of our national game, all our clubs depend on it. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Well, we will keep you up to date with all the latest news on this channel anyway, guys. So make sure you are subscribed because we will bring you all the latest United news and all the latest European Super League news and what all the latest news to do with this debacle. So make sure you are subscribed. Click that bell icon as well. Fat Chinese Gaming says, come and join Brighton. Hey, I may well do, bro. I may well do. The Seagulls, mate. Absolutely. Man Animal Mikey with a £2 super chat says, Bruno Fernandes to Luton Town. Could you imagine if this happens, though? Could you imagine the state of the Premier League next season? Everton, title winners. Aston Villa in second. Actually, to be fair, I mean, look, both of those teams have actually been up there in the past, you know, but not quite there. But I remember when Andy Townsend was at Villa back in the 90s. I think they finished quite up. Anyway, never mind. Man, Mikey, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Bruno Fernandes to Luton Town. Oh, thank you very much, Matty the Rushmeister. Let's have another look at... oh, yes. Okay, sorry. Oh, yes. No, sorry. I've read that one right. Nice one. Brilliant stuff. Okay, get your thoughts in, guys. I'm going to just stay on here for a little bit longer, not too long, but wanted to get on here and have my say and give you all the latest news in regards to what's going on and what's being said, because lots of backlash, lots of condemnation from different footballing figures around the sport and around the world, and rightfully so. And I just wanted to get on that and say that everybody condemn this. Don't buy this shit. If this does go ahead, you can speak, you can talk with your feet and your eyes. Don't pay for their shit, don't watch their shite product, and don't go and travel and buy the tickets and watch the game. Simple as that. Berber says both bigger than City. Yeah, well, yeah, any club's bigger than City, really, because without their oligarch owners, they ain't even got no fans. They can't even sell 2000 League Cup final fucking tickets, mate. Thank you very much, guys, everyone who's in it. Oh, wait, sorry, my chat's frozen. I better give this a refresh. But yes, shocking news, peeps, shocking news. I'm heartbroken, guys. Yes, thank you, Italy United. Gets those hearts broken in there, my friends. So I did this last night, and I just want to show you, because look, this is a forum of fans. I'm a fan of Manchester United. Most of you are. If you're not fans of United, you're probably football fans. You're probably a fan of Arsenal, or Liverpool, or somebody else. One of these other teams that we're talking about right now, because you're interested in the European Super League topic, right? And if you're a fan of these clubs, I'm sure you're feeling the same heartbreak, but I want to just show you how preposterous this is. I want to show you how preposterous this is, because let's have a vote. Who thinks this is a good idea that all of these top 6 clubs join a European Super League and break away from the current setup system? Who thinks it's a good idea? Do you? Yes or no, guys? Do you not think this is a good idea, or do you think this is a good idea? Yes, put a yes in there if you do. Put a no in there if you do not think this is a good idea. Everybody watching, please just take a look at the live chat for one moment, because there's 200 people in here, and look at the fan reaction from this. I mean, I can see one yes in there from Poisonous Nut. How you doing, Poisonous Nut? Everybody else says no. Exclusive, Herodi the Vutinator, Bevan, Sanjay, JRD. I mean, it doesn't make sense, guys. It doesn't make sense. It only makes sense for a few rich people to get richer. Super chat here from Polar Bear. Thank you so much, Polar Bear, for the 750 ISK. He says, Ed Woodward just expanded his fire insurance. That's it, guys. You know, last time we were talking about it being a little bit steep. Some of the, you know, maybe going to somebody's house where their kids live and setting off flares outside their stuff and condemning it. Well, I mean, you know, these people are playing with fire, guys. Like you just said, Polar Bear, they're playing with fire, and I mean, crikey, I'm just saying that they're not respecting the fan base. And if you don't respect the fan base, you might get a reaction. Kurt Kerning, look at all those no's coming in there. Thank you, Ren Chan, Mr. Darkside, Gary Finnegan, Untathuku Unlove, Jim Watkins, and everybody else. Mace Windex says, big up Jose. Yeah, he got sacked, didn't he? Mr. Beans off. Fair play to him, man. This is a good opportunity for him. He got out at the right time. He's not going to be a part of this shit show. He can just go and manage fucking whoever, Villa or whoever at some point. You know what I mean? Kurt Kerning with a €5 super chat. Thank you so much. Commenson says, let the club know you think like that. Let the players know. Don't let them think that you support that. So Kurt Koenig says, let the club know you think like that. Let the players know. Don't let them know that you support like that. Absolutely. Moderators assemble. Ill United, yeah, thank you very much. Bobby Baker says, no, hell to the Super League. Absolutely. Rushminer says, PSG and Bayern update. Let's have a look at this. So yes, we understand PSG weren't involved in this as far as I know, but Bayern Munich are definitely not. So here is some more information from Matty Rushmeister. Thank you very much for sending this. Okay, so what's this? In the Super League contract showed by Der Spiegel, you can read that PSG have 14 days to accept the invitation to participate in the competition, while both Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund have 30 calendar days. What? So, what? Dortmund and Bayern have 30 calendar days as of the date on which the relevant proposal is set to accept, and Paris Saint-Germain have 14. I mean, that is very strange. It's like they're putting extra pressure on PSG to fucking join up to this shit show. But I really hope PSG and Dortmund show that strength as clubs, because they are proper clubs, and I hope they do stand strong and not get involved with any of this business. Roddy Can't Game says no. Yep, nobody. Bayern are 51% owned by fans, says Alison Warwick. I'm not too sure, but I know that they do have different sort of setup over there, and the fan ownership of certain clubs is much more common than it is in the UK. It does still happen in the UK. Like I said, I think Swansea are mostly owned by fans, but that's how it should be. 51% of the clubs should be owned by fans. White Wolf, thank you so much for the £5 super chat, my man. I appreciate that. He says, from a Spurs fan, Pig, I'm absolutely disgusted in what's going on with football. Just no love and respect for the fans. Yes, that's well said, White Wolf. Yes, I mean, I feel you on that one. I mean, look, you know it's a bad time when even Spurs fans don't want to get involved with this. You know, no disrespect to you, mate. I know you got in there. You're a legend, man. Thank you. Shout out to Spurs and all that. But but seriously though, when you actually think about it, Spurs they're not guaranteed to get Champions League. They don't win these tournaments all the time. So for them to be in a big league like that and make more money, you would think maybe that's something that the fans would get behind, because they're going to be in the ultimate prestigious tournament. Because that's what it should be anyway, or it's supposed to be every single year. So you'd think that that's something the fans would actually want. But no, even Spurs fans realise this is destructive for English football. And not just English football, but all the different football leagues around the world. So very good comment there. Yes, I totally agree, White Wolf. There's no respect being shown towards the fan base whatsoever. We're just being led blindly by a bunch of potato-headed, money-grabbing buffoons. Dylan Gill says, yes, Pig, you're right, mate. Sad day for football. Definitely, yes, definitely. Bayern and Dortmund are 51% owned by fans, as Alison Ward. That's how it should be. Exclusive comments and says, Chelsea, Madrid and Man City looking to be kicked out of the Champions League on Friday. Going to be the deadest end to any Champions League ever if PSG are just default winners. Oh my goodness me, exclusive. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Goodness me, what a shit show. Hey, we're nearly at 200 likes, everyone. You guys are awesome. Thanks for getting in today and having your say. I'll stick on for a couple more minutes and just get through as many comments as I can. I really appreciate it. Look at this turnout today, guys. This community is awesome, by the way. The Bacon Brigade, much love to all viewers of this Flying Pig United YouTube channel. You know, it's a Manchester United fan channel, but we welcome all different fans from football clubs around the world. And obviously this is something we need to all unite behind as a topic, as a subject, as different rival fans. We need to come together over this. So welcome in everyone who's not a United fan as well. Luis Velez, thank you so much, Luis Velez, for the $5 super chat. He says, thank you for taking the time and pouring your heart out. I'm a Real Madrid fan and I feel just as disgusted. JP Morgan is a plague since the Titanic. Great comment there, Luis Velez. Thank you so much. Yes, Real Madrid fan, disgusted as well. There you go. No fan base around the world, or no fan base around the Super League, all these teams that are included in this Super League are happy with the proposition and the proposal here. Nobody wants this, guys. It's obvious. Sam Hopkins says we should be relegated immediately. Yeah. Yep. Kurt Koenig says Borussia Dortmund would never do that. They are a PSC and the shareholders have to agree. There you go. That's how it should be as well. Louis Batten says, oh, I don't think I was here. I was shopping with my wife. Oh, no worries, Louis. Luis Velez thank you so much for that, Luis Velez. I appreciate that, dude. Nice one. Gary Finnegan, how are you doing? He says, hashtag Glazers out. Yes, guys, come on. Let it rain down from the skies, my friend, like sulfur. Hashtag Glazers out, peeps. Let's go. Let's go. And Cronky out. Absolutely, Mr. Porkchop. Arsenal fan getting it. Cronky out too. That's what out too. Yes, thank you for that, Rushmod. I just read that out, dude. The update there in regards to 30 calendar days Bayern Munich and Dortmund have to accept, and also the 14 days that PSG have. Glazers out, says Eddie A. Mace Windex says, I heard Barcelona is a members owned club with over 144,000 members. Well, ultimately, aren't they owned? Hang on, which one's owned by the government? You know, they're part of like government funded, aren't they? It's either Real Madrid or Barca. I've got a really bad memory, guys, and I'm not too au fait with the ownerships of the Spanish football clubs, I'm not going to lie. Jonathan Gallagher says, Glazers out. Yeah, Boy Naughty says, agree with Josh. Also from the States, I have my reservations in MLS, but I am so disgusted with the ESL. Yeah. New York City FC says Tento Cisco. Cronky and Glazers out says exclusive. Kayam says, Pig, did you know UEFA have extended the Champions League to 36 teams from next season? Yes, I mean, I seem to remember something about that, right? I mean, personally, I don't really see they've already done that before previously, so they've basically added more teams to it. Is this? You're not talking about the European? You're not talking about the European Championship, are you? Rather than the Champions League, because I seem to remember something about that. But maybe I can't remember now. I can't remember now, to be honest with you, Kayam. Arsenal dead to me, says First Class Gamer. I don't blame you, dude. Woodward update. Let's read this fucking potato-headed twat update. So Ed Woodward is said to have told the squad through an emergency Zoom call today that they were acting in the club's best interests. What the fuck? So we had a couple of different reports there. Understood that he held some sort of a meeting at Carrington, and now there's another report saying that there's an emergency Zoom call. Maybe that was the Zoom call at Carrington. So quite interesting. Yeah, Ed Woodward, you're a disgrace. You're a potato-headed buffoon. You're going to have players lining up to leave the club now. You think Bruno Fernandes is not going to want to play for Portugal in the World Cup? You're having a bloody bubble bath with a giraffe, Ed Woodward, you potato. Kiddo. Kick the Glazers in the nuts, kick the Glazers in the nuts, says Neil Duffin. Great chant. Looks like we're getting banned, says JVD. Yep, getting banned from UEFA competition, FIFA competition. Byron Stevens says, ashamed to call myself a United fan. Man United, more like Manchester United. Great job, Big. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm not wearing Man United shirts anymore, guys. You know, even old ones before fucking pre-Glazers now, to be honest, because I'm just out of protest. So fuck Man United right now. I know that's a horrible thing to say, and it's, you know, but that's how I feel, guys. Like, unless they come out immediately and dispel all of this and say we're not doing it, and it's just, you know, whatever, just backtrack immediately. I don't know how we're supposed to go on. Poisonous Nut, Poisonous Nut says, massive overreaction. Leagues stay the same. Domestic cups can remain. Only thing leaving is Champs/Europa League replaced by ESL. Still potential for promotion to it and new tourneys can be created. You're totally wrong, Poisonous Nut. You know why it's a totally different change? The leagues don't stay the same. What are you talking about, man? UEFA have already come out and said that they're not going to allow that. And even if they did allow that, it's not a level playing field then, because you've got these clubs that are fighting in a different European league who are getting all of that money, which nobody else can get into. Maybe if this was a new incarnation of the Champions League where you could still qualify and everybody's still got a level chance of winning it, and you could get through the qualification process and by winning your domestic league and get through, then that's a different thing. But they're talking about a closed league, Poisonous Nut. That's not the same thing at all. And you say domestic cups can remain and all these other things can remain, but no, you're actually diluting all of that product, mate, because UEFA have said that they won't tolerate this because, of course, their product, the Champions League, is going to be massively impacted if all of the top teams go out of the Champions League. So they're going to lose a lot of revenue. They don't want this. Nobody wants this. No football fans wants this. So actually, you know, I know what you're trying to say there, but actually it's not true. It doesn't stay the same. The leagues don't stay the same. They're not fair anymore. How can you have Manchester United getting part of 3.5 billion incentives and everything to get in here, part of the infrastructure, being given that at the start? How can you have them competing with Aston Villa in the league? They're not going to be allowed to play in the Premier League. That's the point. It's a destruction of all the leagues. That's what it is. It's a destruction of all the leagues. There's not going to be a compromise here. It's a destruction. It's one or the other, guys. Theo Cud says, so embarrassed to support this club, most likely they will fall back on this due to the negative response. Relegate all these teams if the leagues doesn't go ahead. Spot on, Theo Cud. Yep. Relegate United. Relegate United. Thank you so much, Eddie O2. He says, goodbye and take care, people. Keep supporting this fan channel, something the Glazers can't touch. Thank you so much, Eddie O2. That's very kind of you, my man. Thank you so much. You're right. You can qualify, actually, Pig, still against it, just saying, well, what do you mean? How do we know? As far as I'm concerned, it's a closed league. Where are you getting this information from? Rushmana says, Florentino Perez will be live on Eltering something tonight, answering all the doubts about the Super League. What a twat. Not joking, I fucking hate them, says Berber. Football died and MUSC's done and dusted, says JVD. UEFA will dissolve. Why support corrupt UEFA? Yeah, well, UEFA is not the greatest governing body either. But it's, it's what we've got right now, and it's what we have been used to as in terms of the format, not the name, not the governing body UEFA. You know, I don't care about it's UEFA or fucking FIFA or whoever. I'm just talking about the format and the system of it being a fair level playing field. That's the big problem I have. Poisonous nut. It's not fair for any other teams in England or in any other league who are competing with these other teams that are in this European Super League. It's not fair. White Wolf with another £5 super chat says, what I find disgusting too, Pig, if it happens, it would also prevent players playing for their own country, and it will screw over the lower leagues too. Massively screw over the lower leagues. A lot of the money that's generated from the TV deals and everybody tuning in around the world to watch the Premier League and generated for these lesser teams is because these guys around the world are tuning in to watch the top sides in the Premier League. And that's where the money is at. That's where the money's generated. That's where the parachute payments come from. That's where everything comes from. And so if you take that away and you water that down, you take the meat off the bone there, that's all you're left with is a bloody bone. Thank you, White Wolf. I agree, man. It's a shocker. Aaron the Homeyard, what's going on, says, agreed with Jonathan and Berber. Yes, Jonathan Gallagher says players need to protest and not play. Totally agree. And they should do that. If they're going to be potentially banned from the World Cup, then I wouldn't want nothing. I would respect all of them. If Bruno Fernandes said, sorry, guys, I don't want to play for United anymore. I want to play for Portugal. Then you can't really fault him. Gashley Young says it's not fair for UEFA to take the moral high ground when they've let 6,000 people die to make stadiums for the World Cup. FIFA, you mean, right? FIFA, I'm guessing you mean, Gashley Young. Well, look, FIFA, as we know, is a corrupt as shit organisation, and so's UEFA. Michel Platini, all these guys over the years, it is corrupt. But we need to have a better system in place then. We need to have a better system in place, not just break off with the top teams and to hell with everyone else. Forget that. Rushmana with a £5 super chat says, UK government will stop this. Dowden is a fan himself. Absolutely, Rushmana. I hope so, mate. I hope they stop it, and I hope they take it back for the fans as well and make sure that every club needs to be 51% fan-owned to safeguard against any of this business happening again in the future. I did number one says, no Manchester United derbies, no London derbies, no Merseyside derbies, rip English football. What a shambles. There you go. In United, all fans and players need to boycott this shit to not happen. Yes, Kaiser Soze, Boris the Clowns to the rescue, says Kaiser Soze. Piggy, can you do a video call with mods and fans? Would be good to see everyone's opinions. Yes, that is a good idea, Sub to Fine Pig. I probably will do that soon, yeah. Yeah, this is a really great topic to do one about, so keep a lookout. This week I'm going to do that, yeah. No, I've been talking about that for a while. I'm going to get on and do that. What a great debate topic. Have people calling in about and having their passionate say as fans. Perfect, the perfect debate topic, my son. We're going to do it. JVD, Jim Watkins says, brother, I love your show. Lovely content. Thank you, Jim. Yes, if you guys are new to the channel, please do us a favour and smash the shite out of that subscribe button. Click the bell icon as well to be notified when we post and go live, which is every day. And give it that Quasimodo treatment. Esmeralda, smash the bells! My voice is getting a bit hoarse, guys, so I might just leave it there for the stream. But do us a favour, guys. I really appreciate you all getting in here. JVD says, what a disgrace by United. Cannot support United anymore. Ban the Glazers from football, says Primot. I will take FIFA any day over the super shit league, says JRD for the win. That's it. There you go. Same here. Brandon says, what a gas shit show. At least we have the memories of being United fans, says Man Animal Mikey. I feel sorry for the young kids who haven't seen the success in their lifetime having to deal with this new world order. They will only know corruption. The capitalization, globalization of our sport and our game is a disgusting thing, isn't it? But it's been coming for a while. I do know Celtic Colette, yes. First Class Gamer says, get Rush on. Great shout. Zoom call says, First Class Gamer, absolutely. Probably do it on StreamYard, though. Shazan Ahmed says, Rush Mono. Finney says, the club statement said there are 15 founding teams and 5 other places each season for teams to qualify, still against it. Just saying. Okay, well, I mean, it doesn't look like that at the moment because there's only 12 teams that are absolutely on board. So that might be a subject to change. We don't actually know yet. That might just be well, it's a club statement, yes. Okay, fair enough then. Well, that might be true. Rush Miner with a £5 super chat says, finally Glazers have shown their true hand. Now we get them out. I hope so. I hope this is like the straw that broke the camel's back, to be fair, guys, to use a bit of a cliched expression or whatever. Because I think that this is maybe a good point to highlight the fact that now the government are going to have to take a stance on this and do something about it for not just football and the sport, but for the actual country and the economics of the country. So they're going to have to do something about it, which might force an issue here. It might actually bring into effect something which I think should happen anyway, which I've talked about a lot in this video. I'm not going to go over again, but the fact that we should have fan-owned clubs. 51% of the clubs should be owned by the fans to protect the future. To protect the future for these clubs. That way, you'd never have a situation like Bury where they're out spending and outdoing themselves, and also an owner who doesn't care and lets them fall by the wayside. You'd never have that with Bury, and you'd never have this situation either where you'd get blind rich people leading you into a very negative situation, which could potentially be catastrophic, just so they can profit as individuals, pretty much. Fuck Woodward, says Michael Kennedy, yes. See you tonight, Eddie A. Absolutely. Rush Mano, thank you so much again for another £5 super chat and for all the news you've given me today as well throughout the show, because you've given us some great breaking news throughout the show as well, so thank you for keeping us up on the pulse. We will be giving you regular updates on this, guys, as it comes. Whenever there's new news, whenever, like, we understand Fiorentina's having a meeting tonight to go on TV tonight to talk about this. So as new news hits, we'll keep you up to date with what's going on, so you guys, can talk about it with us, debate it, and all that good stuff. But thank you, Rushy. He says, finally, Glazers have shown their true hand. Now we get them out. Hashtag Glazers out, guys. Griffo Chaz comments, if anyone sums this horseshit up, it's the Matt Busby quote. Football is nothing without fans. Those lot upstairs don't care about the fans, and the fact that they use Matt's name in this is disgusting. Great comment, Griffo Chaz. Much love to you, you bloody legend. You're so right. K Slater says, I love a four-way with Pig and three other Spurs, Chelsea, Liverpool channel reps. That's a good one, yeah. Mr. Pig, hello, Josh Smith. Right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Come back in a few minutes. Have your say. GTA's #1 says, I'd love to hear Jamie Carragher ranting about this. They'd shit themselves. They'd get a lot of spit on them, wouldn't they? But the founding members will be immune to relegation, which is bullshit. That's exactly what I've heard the reports are as well, Mr. Darkside. So I'm not so sure about that. I think the founding members will be immune to relegation. That's what's disgusting about it, yes. Eldon, Mike, Gary Finnegan, all fans that are involved in this should all make a stand and protest. This is the one thing we're in all together. Absolutely. Different football fans around the world, unite. Get behind this. Protest. Don't watch this shit if it happens. And also speak with your wallet, speak with your voices. Get at these clubs and players and everybody on social media now. Get at them and be heard. Gaz Newton says, with Russian teams were involved, Putin would finish all the owners. Hey, we smashed over 200 likes, guys. Get in there. Thank you for hitting that like on the video. That's an awesome like amount there. Thank you very much. JRD says, great channel, Pig. Keep up the hard work. Thank you so much, my friend. Very nice of you. Jim Watkins, very angry. I hear you. It's a shit show, Jim. Eddie A says, you're out of your mind in here. Primor, thank you so much, Primor, for watching. Johnny Gallagher, Inner United, Ryan Rushmano, Subterflying Pig, James Berber. He says, cut them up from head to toe. Illy United, Mad Animal, Eldon, and everyone else. Thanks for watching. I'm going to leave it there. Tell you what to do, though. Come back in a few minutes' time once this video is finished and have your say in the not live comments section. Come back in a few minutes. Get your thoughts and opinions in. Let's debate this after this live stream's finished. Come back and have your say in the not live comments. Do us a favor if you haven't done so and hit the like. You can check us out and follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram and Facebook, or Mr. Flying Pig HD on Twitter. The website's flyingpigunited.com, so check that out for your latest Manchester United football news. And also, oh shit, has it been fuzzy like that for the whole time? Oh, for fuck's sake, guys. Bollocks, I didn't even know it's fuzzy. It's fucking fuzzy, guys. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. But yes, protest, guys. Scream it from the rooftops. Do not accept this shit show. Do not accept this greed and this cash grab by these few people that are already super rich. Don't accept it, guys. And I know none of you are going to accept it because the fans obviously are unanimous in this, that this is an absolute disgrace. Thanks for watching, peeps. Have a good one. The Vutinator, Dizzy Red Devil, Knack Knack, GT's #1, Sonic Quantum, Rushmano, Nanette Gigs, Aaron Homeyard, Poisonous Nut, Inner United, Eddie A, Brandon, Jim Watkins, Tento, Cisco, Primor, Eamon Barrett. Time to get some grubbing, I think. See you later, guys. I'll be back later on, maybe with some more news as it breaks, or with some FIFA stuff or gaming content on the gaming channel, maybe. I don't know. Fuck FIFA at the moment as well, to be honest with you. Guys, follow the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming. Flying Pig Gaming. Go over there and subscribe. I might just do some stuff over there for the time being. Anyway, cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. This is now time for the members outro. Have yourself a great day. Take it easy. And I'll leave you with this from the great King Eric. When the seagulls follow the troll, this is because they think sardines would be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. There we have it, guys. There's the stream, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is just a channel member rundown to say thank you to all the channel members who tune in, you know, and who actually are members of this channel and support this channel, guys. I know some of you have commented recently, and like Kate Cadet commented, fair play, and said he's disgusted with the club, and you know, if I continue making United content, he's not going to be a member and stuff like that, you know, which is fair enough, guys. But please do try and support the channel, though. You know what I mean? Like, or support me if you want to, because I haven't fucked us over. You know what I mean? But here's just everyone to say thank you to all the channel members, guys. You know, just the end credits there. Jim Watkins says, love you, brother. Have a lovely day. We're going to set up our own football club, Flying Pig United, okay? That's what's going to happen. Flying Pig United, guys, all right? Flying Pig United, that's a new team. If Manchester United join this shit, we're setting up Flying Pig United, guys. Simple as that. All right? All right? Anyway, here's the members, guys. Thank you, everyone, for being members of this channel. For now, anyway. For now. Peace out, guys. Much love. Take it easy. Stay classy. This is big, for fuck's sake. What a shit show. Come back and have your say in a few minutes' time, and let's get this debate going. Bye, peeps. Have a good day, regardless. Much love.